And we live, baby.
And we are live.
Okay, hair.
You might as well. Shout out to Mook.
Okay, we're live, y'all. I'm just checking over here. Okay, I see us. Welcome to the very first Creative Reset. I am so happy to be doing this with y'all. I'm gonna give people a chance to just come into the room, but I will say that I really thought I was gonna start this differently. Like I had this plan to meditate for an hour and do yoga and just like do all of these things. None of that went to plan. So I feel like this is such a good moment to really practice what I preach. Because that's life. That's life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta reset and just go with the flow, go with the energy that's presented. So, yeah, in this moment, I am just actively resetting and just allowing this moment to be what it is. But the good thing is, I know that I am joined by someone that I love very, very much. So, I don't have to worry about not feeling safe or held and cared for in this moment. And I'm happy that you have brought someone that you can introduce to me that you care about equally as much. And I know I have a lot of friends as well, friends and family that love me that are joining the stream. So, yeah, I am. I'm excited for today. I'm excited. Um, let's go ahead and dive in. So, if you are watching this and tuning in, I want to welcome you to the Creative Reset. This is an intimate space for us to purge, reset, and just ground our energy for the new month. We are here on the first Sunday of September. September 1st fell on a Sunday. How perfect is that? I'm your host, Nick Stephanie. I've not said my name yet, but I'm Nick Stephanie. I'm a creative leadership coach and I am joined here today by two really, really wonderful people. And hey, Ashley, we here. I am joined by two wonderful co-hosts, so I'm going to let them do their introductions, but I will just give y'all the quick spiel. So we have my beautiful Bree, Beyonce, as you will begin to call her. We met in the most random ways that you can imagine, and our spirits just locked in, and we never stopped. So Bree is a dynamic person and someone that has done so much for my creative spirit. I don't know that I would be the Nick that I am without the words that Bree has poured into me. And I mean randomly, just in the middle of the night, I'll just get a voice note and I'm just like, oh, so you like me. Okay.
Them voice notes do it every
We're
time.
sisters. That's my sister. I can call her when I need help. And I'm saying it funny, but like that's a big thing, you know. Like you have so many people around you that you kind of look at them and be like, "When I call you,
Mm-hmm.
when I be calling you for help, it just won't be happening because asking for help is already just such a vulnerable thing to do." So I am grateful to be sharing this space with you. And then Sakari, I've heard so much about you just over the years in passing, and I feel like I have been just a friend of your reality show, just watching in the background, rooting you on. And I'm about some racks. I've been
Mm-hmm.
jamming that song all all week. I really love it. So I'm really excited to introduce you to the group today. And I want to stop now and just give you both a chance to introduce yourselves and just tell us some things about you that you want the community to know. Sakari, I would love to start with you.
Oh, I gotta go first.
I know because you didn't see it coming, so I said let me just.
My name is Sakari, as she has already said, Miss Do It All, aka the baddest, aka the Puerto Rican princess, all of the above. I'm an artist, creative, everything in the sense of the word, jack of all trades. I do music. I have a podcast. Yeah, I do what I do when I do how I do it.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Period. Thank you for joining, Bree.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
My name is Brianna, and I have been named Beyonce by Nick, FYI, in our bizarre meeting situation. That became a nickname that stuck. And now many people call me that, but my mama named me Brianna. And she might be watching too. So thank you for that, mama. I am just a child at heart. Honestly, like that's where I like to start. It really is a struggle for me to share um, a label sometimes with what I am and what I do. I had an ex kind of jokingly say, "What do you do?" I really don't know, and I was like, "Whatever the hell I want." And you know, I think I like that. And so I mostly enjoy just pushing people to find their greatest potentials, and that looks different ways. I actually am coming out of a retreat today. And so this is just like how much I love these two women and the spaces that they cultivate after working 3 days with a bunch of different personalities that I also love. um, I whipped on over here and was like, let me jump on this little session so I could kick it with my sisters. And of course, when Nick told me about this opportunity, I've been working with Sakari since she was in 10th grade. And I have watched her just blossom and continue to blossom into the beautiful person that she is. And I couldn't say her name fast enough when she said you could bring someone along. I was like, oh, I already know the person. And so I'm just really excited for what you have in store for us today, Nick. And I echo what you shared. I feel completely safe with you.
Thank you. I am so grateful for this moment. I am in the middle of my own transition, which we'll surely get into, because that's what you do on the internet. You share your business. So this comes at the perfect time. I know there are a few people watching. Ashley, who is someone that I love very much, is also here. So she's already ahead of y'all in the comments. But if you're watching, please leave a comment. Tell us who you are. Reveal yourselves. Courtney, yes, I knew she was here. I knew she was here. Drop where you're coming in from. And I just want you to start thinking about what you want to let go of as we go into a new month. I'm giving you a chance to just start pondering on that question now. So when we get to that point, you're not drawing a blank. What Betty Wright say? I don't want you waiting until you get to the end of the song. And then you say, "Oh yeah, now I remember."
Mhm.
Hello, Amika. Hello.
Hi,
Um, Talks with Tim. What's up, Tim? I am so happy that you are happy to be here. I know we're all going through our own transition, so I hope that this conversation and us just sharing this our vulnerability really just opens the door for people to explore that within themselves. So I'm going to do the introduction again, just for people that are joining now. Welcome to the Creative Reset. This is the very first. Uh, I don't even want to call it an episode. Like, it's gonna be so much more. What's up, Z? Thank you so much. I'm so happy that y'all are here. It feels so good to have my people with me and to have y'all's people with me. And you can't see it, but I got my ancestors with me too. We'll do our prayer in a second, but um, welcome to the Creative Reset. This is an intimate space for us to come together as a community and just let go of the things that have served us and welcome in fresh new inspiration for the month. I believe that creativity is sacred, and we do so much day in and day out for the jobs that we have, our family, our friends, our relationships, and you're just leaking out creativity all over the place. Even when you woke up and decided what you wanted to have for breakfast this morning, you were so creative with the way that you put it together, the way you put it on that plate, even if it was a taco on a paper plate, baby, you ate that down. But my point is, we spend so much of our time leaking out creativity and going to it and asking for fresh new ideas, especially in the systems that we live in where life is getting more expensive, you know, and we're having to come up with more, put out more, have 5 careers at once. So I wanted to have this space for us to come together and for me to just first say, I see y'all, you know, like let's just take a beat for a second. I just want you to really, really look at yourselves and see what it is that you're doing. Take stock in what you're doing and let go of some things as we go into a new month. So this happens every first Sunday. The flow here is I invite someone and then I give them the opportunity to invite some as well. So we're just always welcoming in new energy because that is life, right? Life is about change. We are creatures of habit. I'm a Taurus. I'm definitely a creature of habit. So I like for life to be consistent, but without change, without conflict, without tension, there is no growth. So I am grateful that we get to experience change, and I hope that I can just help us all handle change better. So please leave comments. Thank you all for actually revealing yourselves and just saying who's in the room. I really hope that you all join in on this conversation um, as we progress. So before we start, if you can all just take a deep breath with me and just allow yourself to be here in this moment, wherever you are joining from, if you're at home, if you're on the road, if you're at the grocery store, wherever you are, I just want you to be in that space, be in your body in this moment as you just hear me. Breathe. If you're not breathing, if you're taking shallow breaths, notice that, catch that, and take deeper breaths. Really fill up your body. Really feel the presence of this moment. There are so many loving people in this space, and I know that like attracts like, and this will only radiate. This is a safe space to have safe conversations, to have joyous conversations, to have sad conversations. This is a place that you can be held and heard and really cared for and really seen. I know that there are so many spaces like that that exist already because I know that you're creating it. And this is just my offering to you, holding up a mirror. I'm just a reflection of you. So if you're enjoying this, it's because you enjoy yourself. So I just want to make sure that you're present before we go on. And if there's anybody that you want to invite into this space, whether literally or in the metaphysical sense, now's the time to do that. I'm inviting my ancestors into the room. In this transition, they have been so impactful in my life, and they've just allowed me to navigate this earthly plane better than I ever have. So I am definitely bringing them into this space. Your angels, your guides, whoever it is that you call on, whether they're in this plane or not, I just want you to be surrounded by all of the people that really bring you comfort and joy. As creatives, we have these inner critics in our mind. They're just always standing over our shoulder, telling us what we can and can't do, and just offering things that are so not helpful in the moment. You're in the middle of making a masterpiece, and you got someone standing over your shoulder saying, "They're not gonna like that. You should do it like this," and just adding more to your plate than you need. But there's also a court of people, of spirits, of energies that are so proud of you for pushing through. I'm proud of you for pushing through. So I just want to make sure that you're here with me before we get into it. And if you're just coming into the space, you didn't miss anything, just jump in right where you are, right in your body. Release the tension, drop your shoulders. Don't worry about the silence, just hear it. feel the breeze. If it's hot, feel the hot. If it's humid, feel the moisture. Just allow yourself to be here. There's never anywhere that we're supposed to be other than the place that we are in this very moment. There's nothing to do. There's nothing that needs to get done, even if it feels urgent. It's just a feeling. I promise you that we are just a speck floating around on a big rock. This is where you're supposed to be. The fact that you are using your creativity to create a life that is sacred and has meaning to you is incredible. So I just want to make sure you're here because this is your moment to let go, but it's also your moment to celebrate. And as you want to, you can start to open your eyes if your eyes are closed. If your eyes are open, if you're driving, you can just start to come back to awareness as we come back to each other and all of the people in this space. Thank y'all.
Oh,
Thank
thank you. Yeah.
Bruh, why I was finna cry?
Okay.
you. Crying is good. I love crying. Crying is a
Ooh.
release. Like that's how you get it
Oh,
out your body. You should
I'm
cry.
a Pisces, baby. I'm gonna cry anyway. Every
Same,
time.
same, same, same. Don't let me be alone. That's all I'm doing. Ashe, Ashe. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Ah, okay. Okay.
I'm
We're
ready
in the
to do
space
it.
together. So let's just get into it. One of the big questions that I want to start off with in these sessions is what do you want to let go of? You know, we've given some time to think about it. Ashe, thank you. Thank you. I hope you're all feeling relaxed. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Please use the comments so that we can just know that you're here, know what you're feeling. Um, but yes, so one of the first questions that I really want to dive into is what are we letting go of this month? But first, I just want to know how are we coming into this space? If you're in the comments, just let me know what energy you're coming into this space with. And Brie, I want to turn it over to you and ask you first. Just what are you feeling right now, and how are we in this moment? We heard a little bit about the retreat.
Nick, I have spent all weekend turning certain feelings off.
Mm,
So it's really interesting for you to ask that. And I think there are definitely pieces of the past
mm.
that I need to let go. Hey, Sakari, I'm on your street.
Well, we on the same street together.
Okay, hand in hand. No, I had a glimpse of my future today.
Mm,
And I had a really amazing conversation with this woman on Friday night. She was celebrating her 69th birthday. And I very much think that she was in that restaurant for me
mm,
because the way she was laying down the gems, and I was like, okay, heard you. We needed to talk. Thank you, Miss Gwen. But she told me, she was like, you can't be in two places at once. And something that you said, right? And you've said this to me before, but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
mm.
And sometimes the parents be trying to spin the block.
Yeah.
You're trying to spin the block. And sometimes there's also this regret or this feeling of like, oh, I missed this opportunity or I was supposed to do this thing. But it's really just a pass.
Yeah.
And so I very much am trying to understand how to, in my season of transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to release the past and understand that it's okay because I got a glimpse of my future, baby, and it's bright.
Yes,
It,
yes, it is.
it's ready for me. It's calling me into the room,
Yeah.
right? And I can't be over here, trying to spin the block with the past.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm coming from. That's the energy that I'm in. And I think with that release, there's also, unfortunately, when you go back to the past, keep going back, keep going back. You be having to feel it over and over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I am very much excited about releasing the past
Hmm.
and honoring whatever feelings need to be honored, holding space for those feelings, but also like with love
Yeah.
and all the gratitude stepping forward.
I love that. I love that. And we definitely are always haunted by the past. But I mean, how else do you learn things if things do not keep circling back around and giving you the opportunity
Ooh.
to progress past them?
Mm-hmm.
Cause girl, the way me and Bree tapped in right now, I should have went first because you said what I was gonna say.
Okay, well, you can say your piece now because it's your turn.
Um, well, first and foremost, because I'm gonna just be myself, okay?
Yes, as you should.
Um, I am a retired crash out, and I am very delulu.
Okay.
I'm very self aware. Okay, so when it comes to stuff spinning the block, and I think this applies for you as well, Bree. We be knowing
Mm,
it didn't work the first time.
yeah.
It didn't work the second time. It didn't work the third, the fourth, or the fifth.
Oh,
But here it is again, and it's spinning the block, and it's like, I missed that. And me and Bree was literally just kind of talking about this not too long ago. I have to let go of doing things for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like after, because I was telling Bree yesterday, I was kind of in my feelings. Well, really, I don't really get sad no more. I get irate. I think I'm past the point in my life where I be sad. I be mad as hell.
Yeah.
So I self isolate and I be like, girl, what is it? What on the inside of you made you get ready to crash out again? Because when I'm ready to crash, you ever seen SpongeBob when the jellyfishes was dancing in the house?
No, but I'm gonna find that clip and make sure we all see it for sure.
That music that's playing, literally, that's the music that be playing in my head before I feel like I'm about to crash out. So yesterday, when I get in those spaces, I try to be very intentional.
Yeah.
At the top of the year, I always make a prayer board.
Mm.
And I visit my prayer board throughout the year. I change out my prayers once they've been answered. But it's one prayer that I'm gonna share with y'all that had been sitting in the corner that I seen it, but I kept overlooking it. And I think it kind of like answered in my mind why when opportunities and even people spin the block, I think is that unhealed version of you that's deep down inside
Yeah.
make you be like, yeah, I could do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And really, bitch, God didn't slap you with that sandal one, two, three, four times. And what's not clicking, Stephen?
Yeah. Because I know the chancla is connecting to the head. So what are you missing?
So I'm a read my little prayer.
Yes, please.
So at the top it says, "Heal me, God, and help me forgive." Because I got a problem with that too, but we could touch on that later if that ended up coming up. I said, God, I'm hurting. I'm broken. I'm devastated.
Mm.
Last year has been an emotional roller coaster for me. And I know that you see that. I know that this was all a part of your plan, but I'm struggling to mend what's broken.
mm,
Father, touch and
mm,
heal me and my heart.
mm,
I also, oh, I didn't skip the line. I don't want to become cold and hard.
Mm.
Heal not only my heart, but also my mind, body, soul, and the parts of me that I don't even know. Heal the hurt that only you know that I feel. Let your healing extend beyond the physical.
mhm,
Deliver me from pain and weakness. Your love and your long love alone has kept me through all of this suffering. I pray that you always give me the strength to forgive everyone I've loved fully so that I can be free. I pray that you give me strength to forgive like you do so that I can grow and they may see your love through me. I know that I can grow to forgive, and forgiveness is required even when the person I need to forgive isn't asking for it. I just want to be healed and rest in your love. In your mighty name I pray. Amen.
Oof, amen.
When I read that today,
Amen.
I said, girl, that's your problem. That's why you ain't been wanting to read it, because I was standing at that board shaking and crying. And I was like, you know what? When I get on this call, I feel like I wanna share that. But
Thank you
to
for
answer the original question, what I need to let go
well,
of.
how are you? You know, I'm asking before we get there. How are you even coming into this space? So it
Oh,
sounds
right.
like both of y'all have been in the ring with the past.
Yeah, right now I feel good though.
Yeah.
I be needing that time to myself because I also have a child. So
Hmm.
like once he left yesterday, I had that time to kind of just sit with myself, with my thoughts, no interruptions, and just really get down to what the bottom of it is. So right now I feel good, and with my situation, if we end up touching on it, we might get into it a little bit. But I'm finding peace and solace knowing that I'm armed with the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Mhm.
That's beautiful. And thank you for that prayer. That just taught me something about prayers. Like there's so much that I could be adding in. I need to get down to it. Thank you for that. And
I
the
think writing helps though,
yeah.
even with meditating. Like sometimes when I meditate, or because I pray to my ancestors and I pray to God,
Hmm.
but I sometimes write before I actually sit down and talk, because like it's easy. I don't know about y'all, but how I'm sitting here talking to y'all, this is how I talk to God. This is how I talk to my ancestors. But
Yeah.
it's so easy when you get into those moments of just bumping your guns and running your mouth to not be specific. And I'm a firm believer. You
Yeah.
can have your heart's desires. You just have to be specific and intentional.
Hmm.
So a part of me being intentional is writing it down.
Yeah. I love that. And then adding it to, you said you had a prayer board, or was that a vision board that you had a prayer on, or a prayer
Well,
board?
it's a prayer/vision board.
Okay.
I would say it's more of a prayer board, because, like, at the beginning of the top of the year, I wrote down the areas of my life where I find myself constantly praying about it. So I know I wrote one for my child. Um, I wrote one for my future husband because I'm tired of being in the streets. I wrote one for my finances. I wrote one for my career. I wrote one for healing, and I got another one up there for faith,
Yeah.
for just asking God to give me more faith, really blind faith. And honestly,
Whew.
when we have a moment, I'll take some of them down and I'll share some more of them with y'all. But like I said, I'm real delulu, but I'm self aware. So it's like
Hmm.
I be knowing what I need to do, and I be knowing I need to lock in. But like once again, and I don't even want to say it's the devil, but certain things come in and they're distractions, and it's
Hmm.
easy to find yourself being distracted when it's like this the path that I'm on, and I need to tread down this path. But what's that over there?
Mm-hmm.
And I just stepped off on the side of the road, and I'm at a fruit stand, and
Yeah.
my God and my ancestors is like, girl,
Yeah.
how long you know what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I don't know where I heard this, but I just remember somebody giving this vision of our ancestors just always giving us an exit path. You
Mm.
know, like you kind of end up down this road, and once you come to that awareness, voila, there's just always magically a door there. You know, like once you start to realize, oh, this relationship is actually not it, like I'll be damned if doors don't start to show up that give you that opportunity to leave. So I am somebody who I like to listen to the whispers for the most part, because I had enough of the rug being ripped out from underneath me that now I take my exits. I say I don't know how I found myself on this freeway, but I'm
Mm-mm.
just gonna go ahead. That's my sign. That is my sign right there. So yes, please, whenever you want to, you can run and go get them. We kick, yeah, we kicking it. I don't, can y'all, are y'all looking at the comments too? There's a lot of comments on.
Oh,
over on YouTube. So make sure you're looking at that.
I'm about to say put it on the mug. Hold on, I
Yeah, put it on the mug. They need to see it. We need to see it daily. Um, and in the comments, please say, please share what you're willing to share, what you feel comfortable sharing. How are you coming into this space? Let me make sure I didn't miss it. Okay, yeah. Please share how you're coming into this space. Gonna give Sakari a second, and well, actually, I'll wait. I'll wait until she comes back. Right on time. I love that.
That's what the comment said. I feel like saying rich when they be on live.
You feel what?
No, I'm for real. Like talks with how you say her name, Tamika. That's how you say it? Tamika. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I used to be so mad about so much shit, but then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? In this scenario, you're the only one that really know the truth. So by
Yeah.
everybody he jolly right now, when the shit hit the fan and people is going through it, you can sink your teeth.
Yeah.
You've already were locked in, tapped in, and knew what it was from the jump. So
Also, just I feel like there's something about you knowing the truth and that being enough. Because
mhm.
low key, sometimes I be trying to tell other people the truth. You
And
know
then
what I'm
my mouth
saying?
wanting to blow up the spot. But it's like I don't know. One thing about the truth, I feel like you could tell somebody the truth, but until they are ready to accept it, it don't even matter.
And look, and
They're gonna lie. Like I seen this like I'm a TikTok really. Seen this TikTok the other day where a man was like, this man was like, women, not to drag y'all, but some of y'all need to start being a little more accountable because men will tell y'all the truth. And in your mind, you will tell yourself that that's not really what he meant and it was something else. He didn't even have to lie to you.
Mm.
You lied to yourself. And that's not just when I heard it, I was like, that's not just in reference to men, that's in reference to life, period. Because one thing about me, like, and I don't know if y'all get into astrology and all that,
Of course we do.
but so my big
We're sane. We're delusional. Of course we do.
my big three, I'm a Pisces sun with a Virgo rising and a Sagittarius moon.
Mm.
All mutable signs. That's why I told y'all I feel like I'm self-aware delulu. I know when I be being delusional. The shit is what it is. But I said all that to say what? Where was we going?
We'll circle back around, but you about to
Yeah.
Are you gonna show us your prayer boards?
Oh yeah. Well, I took down a couple of them.
Okay.
Okay, in the comments, because I ain't gonna read all of them. Some of them are really long. But in the comments, quickly, do you want to hear my prayer for my faith, my career, my future husband, or the one I wrote for my child?
Ooh, I have my vote.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm gonna hit the child.
I kind of figured.
Yes.
You're voting for the child as well?
Yes. I want to give the comments their opportunity too.
I'm voting for child.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got another.
Another
That's three for
child.
child, and husband. Okay, husband.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for sharing also how you're coming into this space. I see so many mixed and beautiful emotions. All of it is welcome, all of it.
Mhm.
But child is winning.
Okay. So we
Yeah, the
got child.
child.
I'll read the husband one because that one is because I look. I know,
You said 'cause
know
I
what I
want to make
want.
sure it gets out. I want to make sure it gets through.
I don't need y'all trying to
Let's
sabotage
read
me.
that.
Not the faith too. You know what? Let's just start reading out because I'm eating up time. Okay, so for my child,
We're where
I
we're supposed
said,
to be.
huh?
We're where we're supposed to be.
Period. Okay, so for my child, I said, Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the greatest gift you've ever given me.
Mm,
I pray that you cover him in a way that only you can.
mm,
Protect him from this evil world and the adversities I know that he will inevitably face. Give him the spirit and the gift of discernment. Mold and shape him into the man that you've planned for him to be in your image. Give me and his father the strength and knowledge to lead him down the right path. Heal his heart from any pain and hurt he'll harbor, especially if it's anything in reference to us, i.e., his parents. Bless him with purity in his mind, body, and spirit. Bless him with multiple examples of what a man of God looks like. Let my words and my actions be a banner of love over his life. On his hard days, give him the sense to know to cling to Jesus as his anchor in the storm and always lean on his ancestors. I
Mhm.
pray that he's always happy and healthy. I pray he finds success in everything he does. I pray that he'll be a good husband and father. I hope he brings me an immense amount of joy and makes us prouder than we'll ever know. Bless the work of his hands and his future richly. I pray he always knows and feels not only your love, but mine as well. I pray that he's emotionally intelligent and is able to express himself in a healthy way. Overall, I pray that even through hardships, he stays focused on you and remains positive. I pray he always knows how much he means to me, how much I love him, how much I am proud of him, and how important he is to you. In your name, I pray, amen.
Beautiful.
So that was for the child. This for the husband, and it's probably why I ain't got no man. Girl.
Go get your pen and make some edits while we go.
Yeah, I might have to go back to the drawing board on this one. But I said, I pray that the next man in my life will be my husband. I pray that he loves me, leads me, guides me, reassures me. I pray that he holds me and knows my worth. Not only does he know my worth, but he shows me that he knows it and appreciates me. I pray that he showers me and my son with a love that is like yours. I pray that he worships me like the goddess that I am. I pray that I pray that I have everything I want and need in him and vice versa. May his love be patient, kind, and not envious. Whenever you have healed me and made me whole, send him to me in a way that I know for sure, wholeheartedly, that you made him just for me in your image. Amen.
Amen.
And I
Beautiful.
ain't got no man because these men that keep coming is not him. And then the last one that I'm gonna read was for my faith. I said, Almighty God, excuse me, give me true faith and may that faith that you give me multiply daily. I thank you for the blessings that you've bestowed upon me and for the challenges that have shaped me. I place my trust in you and I seek to increase my faith. I know that you will lead me down a path of purpose and fulfillment. I will walk in faith and not fear with you on my side. I fear no man nor what they can do. Help me surrender fully so that I can give myself to you. I believe in your power and your might. Fill me with strength to endure the enemy's attack. In your name, I pray, amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are beautiful. I love that. And while I share also how I'm coming into space, I just want to ask y'all, what does faith mean to y'all? Like that is a question that just came up for me. Because as you were praying, I was just like, yes, I pray for faith too. And I love the line about just being grateful for what's already been bestowed upon you. And I'm just curious to know what we all think faith is and what does it look like. So while y'all think, y'all don't have to answer now. You can think about that for a second. I will just share how I'm coming into the space. First of all, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. This was a very quick idea. I actually thought I was going to do the first episode on October 1st, but I was talking to Bree and I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it. Like let's just do it. I have time, but I don't have time. No. Living that we ain't got time. I got ADHD. Um, anyway, um, so I'm happy. One of the things that I had been talking to my therapist about was perfectionism and just always needing my creative self wants things to be just so. It's not even about it being perfect to someone else's standards. It's about it being perfect in my own standards, about getting what's in my mind out with these hands. And there's this really great video on creativity by Ira Glass, who's a I mean, the godfather of podcasting. And he talks about the journey, which takes years of bringing what's inside of this mind, what's inside of another realm, out with these hands, whether it's something tangible like art, or whether it's something, I'm a strategist, whether it's something like that, that you don't really get to touch and you really do exist in the gray space so often. Um, but anyway, I am coming into this space really open and grateful for this moment. Really happy that I'm not worried about perfection. Everything has come together
Yeah.
perfectly, and that's enough. I'm happy that ease is present, even when things don't go as I plan. Earlier in this live, I said that I had this whole idea for how I was going to spend this day and what I was going to do, and I had to shift and make space. And I'm happy to do that, even if I'm not always happy in the moment to do it. I am understanding that life, life is. And it doesn't really care about whether I like a thing or not, like sometimes it's just my turn. So I'm in a season where I'm also really angry. I'm coming into this space angry because there are so many things which once we get into my business, whether it's on this live or another one, going through my own really big transition. I am angry because I feel like I worked really hard to get to a space. I gave up so much to get to a space, and I got nothing, is what I was feeling. That's not true. I'm really getting exactly what I want, but I'm still angry. I'm still angry that things didn't go the way that I thought they were going to go. I'm angry about broken promises. I'm angry about inconveniences. I'm angry about so many things. And the truth is, I cannot heal and be angry. So I have decided I'm going to go first, and I'm going to let you all know, like, I'm letting go of anger. Um, and I don't like that. I don't want to let go of the anger. I want to be angry. I really do. Like, I love my shadow self, and I would love crash out. Yeah, let's go. Let's go crash out.
I got the keys.
Yeah,
I got the keys.
I'm gonna put my shoes on.
Okay.
Cause you ain't said nothing but a word.
Woo!
really want to be angry. Like, that was one of the ways that I fuel my creativity. Like, I fuel my creativity with anger. I had something to prove. That was the thing that got me moving. And then I realized that a few years ago, and I've started to shift. And now I want to call in being able to do work from a place of love, especially in this industry, right? Like, I just felt like I go to these jobs and I give so much. And what am I getting out of this? What's the benefit here for me? And lucky for them, I started asking those questions, and I had to just let it be. I had to quit. I had to shift things around. And good for me, good, good. And I told my ancestors, and I'm not missing a beat. I'm not missing a beat. I am not missing a beat. I am so tired of the sacrifices. I have made my sacrifices. I'm sitting at the table with my arms folded. Bring me mine is where I'm at this season. That is also how I'm coming into the room. Because bring me mine. Bring me mine. I am at the front of the line, and you are going to bring me mine, or I am not moving. Because I've had it. I have had it.
It's giving Rosa Parks / Young Dolph energy. I'm not getting up from this seat. And what Dolph said, I ain't got shit for a nigga. Ain't nothing in this motherfucker. I got nothing for nobody else.
It's time to give me mine.
Give me my guys.
I'm not. You can go get whoever you want. We can go to jail. We can go whatever we gotta do. I don't care. I just need you to give me mine. And it took a while for me to get there, and that pisses me off even more, because why do I have to do all of that? Like,
why I gotta do all that?
I'm in a situation like where I'm fighting for money that's owed to me, creativity that I have already put out into the world. I got my cute ass on a plane. Did the work, and I'm still here fighting for what's owed to me, and why do I have to do that? But again, I'm also really grateful because even in doing that, I've created beautiful things. I wrote a book that I am going to start talking about soon and sharing, but it's just really documenting this journey and documenting my process and how I am flowing through it. That'll mean something soon. But yeah, I'm coming to the space a mix, just like y'all in the comments. Thank you for sharing. Yes, give me mine. Give me mine. Because I need that. The next question, well, actually, I want to go back to the question of faith. So we've had a chance to think about that, but I want to just come back and just really hear what does faith what does faith mean to you? Because this is a season when I come with that energy of bring me mine, I also have to sit at that table with so much faith to know that I'm not moving because I know it's back there. Last night I ordered groceries. Well, my cousin ordered groceries and they left one of our bags. So me and my girlfriend, we had to go back and it was back there the whole time. I had to go stand at the service desk for about 10 minutes. He came back. He said, "Oh, here's your bag." And that's how I feel I am in this season. I know it's back there. Mm-hmm. And that's what faith means to me. I know it's back there. I know that you have it, and I know that it's mine, and I know you're going to bring it to me. And I know that you know you're going to bring it to me. So I know you better start moving those feet so you can go get it. Because I've been here for 10 minutes, and once I get to 15, I'm going to go get my girl. And once I go get that shadow self, it ain't gonna be no table. It ain't gonna be no table once I'm done with it. So please in the comments, Bree, Sakari, what does faith mean to y'all?
Bree, you want to go first or you want me to go?
Oof. Okay, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, okay?
We're gonna touch and agree.
Sakari, you said blind faith earlier. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, right, I feel like I'm practicing blind faith because I'm just out here. Yeah. I'm just, you told me to come over here, right? Mm-hmm. I'm here. Cool. And it's like showing up is an act of faith, right, for me. And then when I show up, there's like some more acts of faith that need to follow. But there's like this tension that I find myself navigating, right? Where sometimes my faith is, it's a struggle because I wonder if it's hidden fear or laziness or just an inability to move when the path has already been made clear.
Yeah.
It's the second guessing, the are you sure this is for you, or are you sure you can do this? The retreat that I just did was something that was, as far as I was concerned, outside of my expertise.
Yeah.
And I left that room to, applause and comments and reviews that you would think I've been doing it for years and years and years. And in one sense I have, but it's like, I hate to say it, but so many of the breakthroughs that I've had, I feel like my ancestor team had to drag my ass by the ankles through the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
it'd be like that.
A part of me is like, dang, like, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm doing it. And so sometimes my faith is like, it is a journey of like, accepting what has already been. It is accepting what is, and it is a knowing what is to come. Mm-hmm. It is an agreement of contentment. It is an agreement of okayness with whatever is. And I think, Sakari, you sent me something on Instagram where it's like this person just being like, this is good. This is good. Okay. It's all right. And so that's my face sometimes, right? Yeah. My face is real shaky. She's like, oh. My face today was a caterer that, was supposed to be there at 8. She pulled in at a clean 9:45 with the food. Yeah. She had the food now.
Yeah.
We were serving at 10.
She did pull in.
We were serving at 10 o'clock. You heard me. She pulled in at 9:45. Yeah. I mean, that faith, baby. that faith of just being able to keep going and not break a sweat, or to just trust that I know that the God that I prayed to about this retreat and that the ancestors that I have been working with are not going to let me go out like this.
Yeah.
It's already done. I put in the work.
Yeah.
And I also know that the adversaries that come against me can't hold me.
Yeah.
I don't care how it looks. And that's why sometimes that it's okay. It get a little scary.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody deleting all of my files because they can.
That had
Right?
me. I can't believe you. When you called me about that,
Cause we was finna go up. You know how hard I worked on that goddamn PowerPoint.
I heard.
It looks like a client reading my message about the payment that they owe me and deciding to message me asking for more work when they still haven't paid for the work that was already done. That's what it looks like, right? And it also looks like walking away from bullshit and saying, I am too good for this. And saying, it is my turn. And saying no. And saying yes when you're called.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, faith is active, it's constant. It is me spilling some mustard seeds into a pot that has sprouted life in months. And all of a sudden, the mustard seeds are sprouting. It looks like me seeing a blue jay. That is a sign that I pray for.
Yeah.
When I'm in a low season, it looks like a dream that comes to me and reminds me of a prayer that I prayed so long ago. Sakari, like, I love your prayer. I do not have children. I have a prayer for a child. I've had this prayer for years. And I also have a diagnosis that says I won't have a child. But I already saw that child in my dream. That's faith.
Yeah.
So it definitely is, it's intimate for me. When you ask me what faith is, it's layered, it's complex, it moves and breathes. And it has to be something that I come back to regularly to nurture.
Yeah.
And recognize, because it changes, and I'm so thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? I used to, when I was little, our teacher would take us out. I went to Family DRS, and we were on that little corner, Sakari, where the cars would drive by.
Oh, when
And,
it was still on campus.
yes.
Yeah.
And I used to play this game where I was like, I think I have superpowers.
Mm.
And I'd be like, the next car that come around the corner is gonna be red. Watch.
Yeah.
And that was like, in my mind, it was like I wasn't doing that just initially from that place, but I remember like I used to pray to God. So Kari, your faith prayer was beautiful. When I was little, I used to be like, God, if you really could hear me right now, let me see a yellow card.
Literally.
If you for real,
You know I'm the meme queen. It's this video. I can't remember what the man is talking about, but it was these people in the car, and he was like, "God, if you fuck with me, you'll flip that motherfucker right now."
I'm taking that.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's gonna be me all week, yo. I ain't never seen that. I'm taking that.
Oh my God. But that's real though, Bree. That, and you know, for a lot of my life, I have been called delusional. But I don't feel like I was ever delusional. I feel like I've always had the spirit of discernment. And once I got to the point where I was really tapped in with myself, that's what really started making me like depressed and sad and mad, because it's like, bitch, you knew that whole time, you knew what you knew. But instead of having faith in yourself, you kept convincing yourself that you needed evidence.
Mm.
I'm a firm believer, and I tell people all the time, I feel like to the average person, and hell, maybe even to me a little bit, I'm not average, I don't know. But there's a very thin line between blind faith and delusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's okay. That's healthy. And I also feel like faith, like you and your faith is almost like you're in a relationship with it, if that makes sense. So it's something that you have to cultivate, you have to build, you have to constantly work on.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not something that you just wake up and have.
Yeah.
Because like when you're growing up, like unfortunately, parents and I feel like authority figures around you, they instill fear in you,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
which in a way kind of diminishes your faith. Because you gotta think about it, when kids are young, they don't be scared of shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like one thing I really do pride myself on with my son. I don't like if he not I don't push him to be scared of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Do your big one, baby.
Do your big one.
If you bust your ass, hurt yourself, we'll discuss it after the fact, and I'll tell you why that didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
You had faith that you knew how to do what you just did, and one day you might be able to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the killer of faith is people putting you in a box,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's in every aspect of the word, like emotionally, physically. Once people start putting you in a box and you put yourself in that box, you don't got faith. Your faith gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I really the faith of a child. That is, I mean, because you come into this world knowing you. I don't know which of us has some feedback, but
I
all right,
heard that. Is it
all
me?
right, yeah, we're good. Nah, it went away. I guess it heard us talking about it and said, let's go ahead and get up out of here. But
Hmm.
anyway, in the comments, please let me know, what does faith mean to you. But yeah, children, they definitely have this blind faith. Like the fact that there's that video of that little kid falling from the top of the stairs, and his mom was like, "Don't do that again." Oh, there is a little bit of feedback. Hold on, let me see.
Bree, I think that's you over there. Is we good?
Maybe. Okay. All right, we're good. I'm gonna read some of the comments here because this is beautiful. Um, and I'm sorry, I actually don't know who that is.
Can I read
But,
it?
yes, please,
I
please.
like to read. I was the churn. People want to read out loud in class. I'm the first person with my hand up. Tool W. I don't know who that is either. But faith means to me that as long as I do the work, things will play out as they should. Help is at the end of my own wrist and
Mm,
even at the tip of my tongue by asking for help from my community.
that's good.
You ate that.
That's good.
You ate
That's
that.
good.
And Zakiah, I think that's how you say your name, Zakiah. I have had a lot
Zakia.
of Zakiya. My bad, Zakiya. But I've had a lot of revelations since being a parent. And I think in a way, becoming a parent has healed me in so many ways. Cause it's like I kind of get to heal my inner child through my child, if that makes sense. Oh, we didn't lost Bree.
Lashana. Yeah, I told her to leave and come back.
Okay.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
Lashana.
bad. Yeah, Lashana. But yeah, I don't know. Being a parent, yeah.
Yeah, I I love that. I love that. I feel like being a. Are you Gen Z or are you millennial?
I was born in '98. That's Gen Z, ain't it?
Okay, I don't know.
Let me look it up.
But I think just even, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I feel like um I really love watching the parents around me. I just feel like there are so many people that parent exactly in the way that I would if I ever had children or if I ever wanted children. Okay, yes, you are Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm Gen Z.
All right, let me make sure I didn't leave Brie out the room. Make sure she's not trying to get back. Um, oh, there she is. At her stage. Say something. Let's see if you have good audio.
I it's still choppy, but I don't know. Are you all hearing anything on your end from me?
Yeah, it's like a little robot-y.
Okay.
A
Oh
little bit of a
no.
delay. Okay. People have audio mishaps all the time. I think it just makes it part of it. I'm gonna mute you. Um,
Bree, do you have your AirPods?
yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Connect the AirPods to the laptop. Hmm.
That's that Gen Z. That's
Hmm.
that Gen Z.
I
Uh,
don't know. I think, and this is debatable, but I think Gen Z on forward, we're gonna be like, well, it's gonna be some fucked up parents out there. It always is, but I think our generations are very self aware, and we've learned so much from the mistakes that our parents
yeah,
have made. That like the kids that we produce and breed are gonna be like cut from a different cloth for real.
yeah. I mean, but honestly, I feel like isn't that all of us? Like I do think that we have a big shift in the way information is dispersed and like how
Hmm.
quickly somebody can get it. I don't think that we've had a mass awakening in this way, like you were just saying,
Hmm.
because there's so many people, especially like just like with TikTok, you can see like there's so many people who it's just clicking for, and people are just becoming
That's
much
what it is.
more.
I
Yeah,
think being more self aware is more prevalent now than it was back then. Because I was literally just talking to Bree. This was a while back about my mom. Me and my mom don't talk anymore. Haven't talked to
hmm
her like since I had my son.
hmm
And I was telling her for so long I was angry with her because it's like, girl, bitch, you left me for dead. Whole like the one time I really needed you, because I was never a codependent child. Like I'm the oldest, so it never gave that. Like I never really needed you. I've always been very independent because I grew up in a house. I have quadruple siblings.
yeah,
So like when they became her focus, I was always kind of left to like, well, I know Sakari know what to do.
yeah,
Do what it is that you know you're supposed to do.
yeah,
So the one time I felt like I did need her navigating motherhood, because I've never done this before. I've never been in this space before. I had a cryptic pregnancy where I like literally my second appointment, I found out the gender. I was pregnant, like I was in the second trimester when I found out I was pregnant. So when I saw that in that moment, she chose like to really put herself first,
mm,
and that selfishness she had, I said, oh hell no.
yeah,
Don't even worry about it. You chose to not be there, not be active. I did reach out a couple times because old folks always tell you that's your mom. At the end of the day, you only get one mama. But at the end of the day, she only got one Sakari. And you're
yeah.
not gonna keep giving me your ass to kiss. And I don't hate her, and I don't harbor any ill feelings in my heart toward her, simply because now that I'm more self-aware and I'm in the process of healing, I just see her, I see her for more than like a mother. You know what I'm saying? You were a woman, you were, somebody's wife. You know what I'm saying? You wore so many different hats, and you have so many parts of you that went unhealed just
Yeah,
because you didn't have the space or time to really acknowledge it. So now all those broken parts of you are, you know, being showed outwards in the acts of jealousy and rage and violence. And that's fine, but those are your burdens to bear, and your things that you have to work through. And I think that's what a lot of our parents, even some millennials, like our parents just think so much more differently than us. But that's also because they
yeah,
grew up in a time where you pray away ADHD, you pray away
mhm,
autism, you pray away mental health issues. Girl, that shit is for real.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I trust in God. I trust in my ancestors. But bitch, you got a chemical imbalance.
yeah,
That's what's wrong with your ass. Stop trying to sweep it under the rug.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're just people. I only recently just had that realization about my mom. Like,
Mhm.
and I mean, I mean, parents. It's a damaging thing. I think being a parent is such a huge responsibility that, I mean, people go into it just so cavalier. Like you just kind of stumble into. I was listening to Confessions the other day, and Usher was, he's like, I'm having a baby by a woman that I barely even know. You barely know her.
Girl,
A child into this world and you barely know her?
we can get into it because that's kind of my situation. Well, not my situation. I was with my child's father for years, but when Bree we was talking about people spinning the block. To make a long story short, girl, where you
Hey,
at?
how y'all doing? Welcome to
Figuring it
the
out.
living room.
I'm screaming. And see, Bree, you checked out. We tap back in. So we was talking about just healing from our parents, and I kind of told her the situation with my mama, and how I see her as more of a person than a mom now.
Yeah.
Like I understand the maternal conflict she went through, and she was saying she had listened to Confessions when Usher was like, I'm having a baby by a woman that I didn't even know, and how we walk into like motherhood and sometimes fatherhood so cavalier. And I
Yeah.
was like, girl, that's kind of what's going on right now. Cause literally, me and my child's father, and I'm not gonna bash him because you know what I'm saying, I loved him, and there's a part of me that still does love him.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to start just realizing, like, you know, after a while, I'm a firm believer that when you're in a relationship, that's because you chose to be with that person.
Mm.
So me, if I chose to be with you, we done made it past that cupcake stage. I see you for who you really are.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm willing to work with you on the things that we're gonna have to do to be together long term. Because nobody
Right.
you get with is gonna be your perfect or ideal partner. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
what works for you works for you. But it had just gotten to the point where it's like, bitch,
This just ain't gonna work.
the call is starting to come from outside the house. This shit is starting to get wicked. And I think there was also like a sense of comfortability. Like he always had me as a safety net. So I removed myself. You don't
Mm.
deserve that. You are no longer putting in the work or even being a portion of the partner that I need. And I was still going through postpartum. I was working full time. I was working on my master's. It was just a lot going on. And I was like, right now you're taking, and I'm depleted.
Yeah.
So and the fact that I know that I love you, I need to get to a point where maybe we just take some time apart because I don't want to get into a space where I resent you because it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I moved out. What, maybe like 4 or 5 months later, he had got somebody else pregnant. Unbeknownst to him, this is somebody that I know from college.
Mm.
She's swiping up on pictures. Oh, I just love y'all as a couple. Y'all have a beautiful son. This is all shit that you don't know. Somebody done seeked you out because they saw the bond that me and you have. And as soon as they felt like it wasn't there anymore, they wanted to sit in my seat. But see, what a lot of people fail to realize is not only with men, but just with people in general and being jealous and envious, you want something somebody else has, not even knowing the work or the things or trials and tribulations they have went through behind the scenes to have what they have and make it look how they look.
Right.
So she's literally over the right now, shaking and crying with a newborn.
Yeah, and that's why she gonna get. Well, not her, but like that's why people get what they get. You know, they
Hmm.
covet somebody, but you don't know what all comes with that person.
Hmm.
There's a whole human coming with that man. You know, not your son, but like him, his
Hmm.
humanness, his all the parts. Enjoy.
Yeah. Mwah. No, but
I feel like I came back right in time, huh?
you did.
You came back right in time.
We're getting into it.
Mhm,
Yeah.
we're getting into it.
Yeah. Well, as we get into it, I'm gonna put up this question so we can, because I feel like this is the perfect question. I mean, this is the perfect spot for this. But what do you want to let go of this month?
Mm.
Mhm.
And now you can get into it. Go ahead.
I will put it in the words of my mentor today, and I'll put more context around the past. Um, we were talking about, vision mapping and planning for the road ahead.
Mhm.
And I love elders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because certain elders, they just have a way of letting you spin your wheels and go all around the world. And they just sit back. And then you think you really done did something, right? And you really got your chest puffed out. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. How y'all feel? Everybody feeling good. And the way this man stood up and said, well, I just want to say, you think it's small.
Oh,
When I tell you, like, that is literally where I'm at with it. Like, I was thinking small. I was thinking small, and I want to let go of that. This week, I sent you and Sakari a um a mock up of a potential logo
Hmm.
for my company. I have been operating for years. I have generated way too much money
Yeah.
to have a background in marketing and be operating a company without a logo. But I really feel like I was just cosplaying this shit. Like
Hmm.
I was like, ah, yeah. Let me change some shit on LinkedIn. And then, like I said, sometimes my ancestors they gotta whip me up by them ankles and let my head bloop bloop bloop.
Yeah.
And so I think what I am releasing is like, yeah, like I'm thinking small, like I'm thinking cautious. I'm thinking from a space of scarcity.
Yeah.
I'm thinking and not really owning all that is possible
Mm.
when it comes to
Seem
me.
like you and Amika, is that how you say her name?
Hmm.
Might be on the same page. Because
Oh,
she was
wait,
saying
let me
she want to let
You
go of
want?
restraint.
Yeah, read it for us, Sakari.
Amika said in the chat, I want to let go of restraint. I tend to be the one that holds myself back and has to
Mhm.
really reflect on the fatigue question because of that. Is that what that? Yeah,
On
fatigue
the faith question.
faith
Oh.
question. I read what I see, baby. Sorry, I thought it was fatigue and you left the E off.
That was a good guess. That was good. Yeah, I definitely Amika, restraint of what does that mean? Restraint of you, what are you restraining? Like, are you afraid of something? What is causing that restraint? I'm just curious if you're open to sharing. Um Sakari, I'm gonna just keep you on the reading duty because you love it. So
Oh,
we have another one.
Zakia, right? It was Zakia.
Uh-huh.
Zakia said, I'm letting go of the belief that my productivity is more important than my rest.
I have my rest
That's
deck.
a good one, too.
I even have my rest deck right here. It says naps help me wake up. I 1000% believe in prioritizing rest.
Courtney, I'm going to touch and agree with you. She said, I'm letting go of fear and not holding on to my word to myself. But you know what? That has to also do with boundaries. My therapist, I don't go to therapy no more, which I probably should. I be trying to call her like she my homegirl, and she'd be like, "Bitch, book an appointment." But I was telling her like, bitch, like I be, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll say, you know how sometimes your friend, you got that friend that get the best advice, but they can't take it.
Yeah.
And she ate my ass up, and she was like, that's somewhat like you kind of have an issue with boundaries. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And she was saying like, your word is your bond.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like you should be able to almost damn near use your word as currency. So if you would hold it that heavy to use it as currency with somebody else, why the fuck would you not do it with yourself? Because I was talking to her about my podcast. Like I recorded the first episode back in March, but life started throwing some haymakers,
Yeah.
and I ain't did shit with it. And you know what's crazy? I've recorded episodes, but my art for me, even my music, it's healing for me. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
it's my space and my place to be vulnerable. But I also recognize the fact that once you put your art out there, it's open to judgment.
Yeah.
So I though I do feel like the best art is art that is raw and authentic. The way I would have got on that podcast and rolled the fuck out on everybody and had bitches on my doorsteps with pitchforks and ready to set this bitch ablaze, I just felt like that wasn't in my best interest. And I know me,
Maybe not.
my mouth is lethal. I yeah, Brino, my mouth is lethal because I'm the type of person I go the longest without saying that because it's like it's not that deep until it is
Yeah.
Hmm.
certified crash out. So I was
Yeah.
like, let me not even get in that space with my podcast until I feel like I can adequately say what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
without
Hmm.
it be boop, 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 which is how the song that I ended up doing even came about.
Yeah. Which we have not said that yet, but Sakari be out here getting to it with the music. If you have the flow list, then she is on it. She has a song about some racks. Do you have more? Or is that your
No,
first?
I have another song. I just haven't put it out there yet. In
Okay.
my mind, I was like, am I gonna really take this serious? Because I do so much stuff and I like so much stuff. I really just be putting stuff out there that I do. But it's
Yeah.
like I feel like music is one of those things, and even with my podcast, I kid you not, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, somebody be like, where is the next episode? I didn't listen to that first episode about 3 or 4 times. And now it's kind of being the same thing with the song. I think it's been out coming up on a month now.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, okay, when the next one? But it's like, girl, hold on.
Yeah.
That was raw, authentic emotion. Even the next song that I'm, gonna put out, that I literally did them in the same day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just be doing shit.
I mean, and what else is there? I feel like the world has so many plans for our creativity
Hmm.
and for our gifts. I feel like the world is lucky if it actually comes out to something. My friends will tell you, like, I have a treasure chest of stuff that I'm sitting on. My therapist for weeks, Nick, you got it. Just put it out. Just put why? For what? Who? I know the story. What I need to put in the book for? For
Hmm.
what? For what?
But I think well, when I first said I want to do a podcast, I was like, you know what? Telling your story might give somebody else the strength
Yeah.
to tell theirs, or telling
Mhm.
your story might pull somebody up out of that place of darkness. Because like you on the other end, you on the other side now reflecting on this story, while they might be in the midst of a that same storm or a similar storm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the thing that got me to open up. And like, that's literally what brought me to this space because for a while I had the curtain closed on my life. I'm not active on social. And I was just really focusing on my community and my relationships in the real world and also
Mhm.
enjoying my own solitude and at times isolation. But, um, I heard someone say, "Don't let them have the arena," and
Hmm.
that to me, that that spoke something. There was something else. I was doing the artist way with Bree. She said, "Creativity is a gift from God. How you use it is your way of saying thank you, or using it is your way of saying thank you." And that stuck with me. That got me like actually just taking time out to just really create from an authentic place, not from a productive place, but just being in that childlike space of just letting my hands do and letting my whatever flow out, even if it's not an outcome like an art thing, like being creative with my cooking or being creative with the way that I planned my day.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna go for a bike ride instead of going for a walk. And if I'm gonna go to the grocery store, then I'm gonna get flowers for myself. And I'm just gonna like take these moments of creativity to romanticize my life. And for me, that was enough. And then I
Mhm.
heard, "Don't let them have the arena." And I said, "Oh, okay. Now that'll get me down there. That'll get me down there because so long as I'm on this earth, you won't have the arena." There's so many people that I feel like have I mean, there's this toxicity wrapped up in creativity because everything has a shadow to it. And when we get into
Mhm.
that productivity monster, like those people that I was talking about earlier that are just standing over us saying, like, you need more. If I
Mhm.
put something out, why would you ask me when the next thing is coming out? Tyler the Creator has a really great YouTube video where he talks about that. I'm gonna push this for years. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna push this for years. I don't care if it took me a week or if it took me 6 years to put together. This is something that I brought from nothing and turned into something tangible. Every time you open that app, I'm talking about it. I'm bringing it back.
Mhm.
2 years straight, you're gonna hear the same song, and you need to be dancing to it. And I'm gonna remix it, and I'm gonna come back.
Now,
Well,
one thing about it, we're gonna do a playlist.
yeah,
And the way even that playlist is a testament to the fact that some things just don't go out of style. Some
yeah.
things are just
Hmm.
they are to be savored. I did a playlist for the retreat this weekend,
Hmm.
and all of them was trying to get it. What
Yeah,
we listen? Who made this?
yeah,
And I'm pulling hits, baby. I'm pulling classics.
yeah. They
So
not.
yeah, like how dare you push me, rush me into something and not savor every morsel
Right.
of what I already gave you, which was a gift.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's an act of liberation to be unhurried.
Hmm.
You're not gonna rush me to do anything.
Hmm.
There's some really good comments that I just want to read before we get into. Well, actually, Sakari, you didn't let us know what you want to let go of, but I want to read the comments too. So, oh, did you give us your official? I know you gave us a.
I feel like I've been saying a bunch of stuff. I want to let go of anger. I want to let go of restraint as well. Self doubt.
Mm,
What else? My home here in Tallahassee. I want to let that go because I'm going somewhere else.
yes.
Um, yeah. Really, I think it's anger. I know a lot of the other issues and little stuff that come up for me is anger. Simply because like I haven't been on my Zoom doing my art lately, so I don't feel like I've really had a true release. I
Yeah.
think the last time I had a release, me and Bree was supposed to go to the rage room.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank God every day that she did not end up coming with me that day because literally how the rage room is set up here, it's in an axe throwing, like it's axe throwing and it's a rage room in there.
Yeah.
So to get to the back where the rage room is, you have to walk by all these lanes of axe throwing. And there is a window on the wall, I guess, so they can see you in there, and then there's cameras, so they can see what you're doing in the in
Uh-huh.
there. So it's Google or Alexa something. You can play whatever music you want while you in there fucking that shit up.
Okay.
When you go in there, of course, you fully protected. You got on like a mechanic jumpsuit. You got to have on hard bottom shoes like tennis shoes. You got on helmet. You got on goggles. All of that. And it's me. When I went in there, I really think I blacked out. I'm almost positive that I blacked out. And
Yeah.
when I came back, I felt like people was watching me. And when I turned around, it was literally and it pissed me off probably because they was white. My ancestors weren't fucking with that. But it was a bunch of white people standing at the glass watching me. So at this point, I already done came back from a blackout. I snatched the door open. I'm like, what the fuck y'all looking at? They was like, we could hear you raging. Like over we could hear. I've been here multiple times. I've never heard anybody back here in this room. I could hear you. So I wanted to come back here and see what you was doing. I knew then.
Yeah.
I knew then.
Yeah.
And I said, even though Brita known me for years, I felt like if she had seen me on that day, she might have been scared of me, and I don't want to introduce that into our dynamics.
So we're gonna let go of it.
Yeah, mm-mm.
Just
But you did, but I saw snippets of it, and even then I was thinking the same thing. I said she really needed this.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And it was so funny because it literally short circuited. And I said, that's probably the part where you really did not need to be seen, because the fact that you was on live or something, you was on IG
Mm-hmm.
Live. And when I tell you, Nick, I had jumped on because I said, damn. And then it started and it said live ended. I said, oh yeah, she needed that.
And
That
what's crazy, I was nowhere near the phone. And I felt like that was the universe, ancestors, God, everybody else on that phone. Girl, cut this shit off.
Yeah.
So
And
you
just
said
have
the
your
people at home.
moment. Yeah. I'm glad
Yeah.
you did that. I'm glad that you. I mean, they're saying it in the comments, but like that's what the space is for.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Perry. I don't have my phone near me. Um, but I just saw her. She is a black woman who, if you do not follow her on YouTube, you should definitely look her up. She talks a lot about just opting out of the way that we currently do things with the focus on black women and happiness. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't talk about black women without talking about anger. I mean, you can't talk about many things without anger being a part of that, but you know, especially in our experience, and in a time like this, I'm in Chicago, and the DNC was just here, and I just had all of this energy here last week, and no
It's
matter
clicking. It's clicking. She
no
in
no,
Chicago. It's clicking.
no matter how got it. No matter how you feel about
That's
Kamala,
that
I
ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
um y'all funny. There's so many things, you know, about just being in an election year and Kamala and all of that. And I'm not trying to get into that, but I just I just realized like how much she is going up against, like her or not, you know, just to do this, just to what's up, Brie?
I am a little high and I need somebody to remind me because I didn't want to interrupt, but I'm interrupting. I'm interrupting, but I didn't want to interrupt. I really want to say something about hidden anger because at first I didn't think I wanted to let go of anger, but can we come back to that later?
Yes, hidden anger, hidden anger, hidden anger. I mean, yeah, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Sorry.
That's a good one.
Courtney said, "Come on, high."
Come on, Hot. Listen, we have our things around here. We have our things.
We do.
Um, but yeah, anyway, Stephanie Perry, she had this really she had this post. She just posted it, I think, on Instagram, and she was saying that the soft life is also allowing people to like see those vulnerabilities. Like my anger as a black woman, that why are you coming out of your room because you've never heard somebody so angry in a rage room?
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind
Yeah.
your business. Mind
Yeah.
your, and then to just stand there and watch.
Bitch, this
But
ain't no show. I felt like a monkey in the zoo. If you don't get back, I'm finna bring this shit out this room and start beating on one of y'all asses. What are you
right,
doing back here?
because anger is such a vulnerable thing. Like, and
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of takes us right into the hidden anger, because sometimes I'm hiding my anger because it's also just a vulnerable thing for you to even see me be
Yes.
so angry.
Yep.
Also,
So
because nobody wants to be the stereotypical angry black woman.
yeah,
So I feel like a lot of times we suppress it.
You
And
you you can't be sometimes. You
mhm.
don't want to be, but also if you are,
you are.
whew,
I'm angry. I mean, and I'm a black woman. What else? Why did you
so
make that a sentence? Like,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I feel like the reason why the hidden anger came up for me is because at first I thought I am being a bigger person
Hmm.
by not becoming angry.
yeah,
And so I masked it with this false contentment of everything is okay. But actually, I'm pissed the fuck off.
yeah,
I'm real mad. And I got to keep it professional with you, even though you deleted all of my fucking work and got caught in a lie when I
right,
confronted you about it.
Hmm.
When I was actually doing you a favor this whole time,
yeah,
right? It's crazy that I got to sit here and pretend to be polite and pleasant
right,
with you when you dead wrong,
Hmm.
right,
right? And then I think in all that I'm okay, that I'm not mad, and I done told everybody, and they validating the fuck out of me because that shit is dead wrong.
yeah,
And now that hidden anger starts to surface, and I got this petty ass post already to fire off on LinkedIn. I'm ready to set that shit off.
yeah. And you
That's
should
anger though. But I'm just saying that's anger, and I'm thinking
look at me. We
small.
gonna crash out together. I thought.
But I'm thinking small because girl, you will never get in the room with me.
And
that
see, and for me, it be that, but it's also like I know me, and when I'm in those situations,
Mm-hmm.
it just makes me feel good to know I didn't got under a bitch skin. So it's like I don't even want you to know that I'm mad.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
I'm, I'm pushing Pete, but at the same time, I just feel like how long am I gonna have to choose the high road? God, when can I take it to hell? Ancestors, not y'all stop me if I'm wrong. But I think this bitch think I'm pussy. So when can I take it to hell?
yeah,
When can I just go ahead and show that I'm not to be fucked with?
yeah,
And see, I'm going through that right now because it's like, let's take it there.
yeah,
But at the same time, I don't want to end up blocking my blessings and blocking all the things that I have right now going on
Mm-hmm.
that could end up resulting in a transition where I might be in the same building as you, girl, because I couldn't control my mouth.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And once again, finding solace and having to remind myself, bitch, you know the truth, regardless of what people are saying about you, regardless of how they try to paint you, you know the truth.
yeah,
And I can't wait to let
Mm-hmm.
everything work out like how I know it's going to work out.
Yeah.
yeah,
I might be on the news,
yeah,
on Tennessee Street, ass naked, bent over, and part my ass like the Red Sea and tell everybody who drive by that they can kiss it.
yeah. And if that's what you gotta do, that's fine. We're gonna come get
Mhm.
you. We're gonna come. We're gonna go to dinner. We're gonna find you some pants because I don't. I know it's hot.
Mhm. I don't need no pants. Just bring me a towel to sit on.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
Mhm.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I feel like I'm also letting go of anger. I'm gonna read a few of these comments first before I get into mine. But Amika, thank you for expanding. Restraint of let me get off your job, Sakari. Can you read
Oh,
the a few of
where I'm starting at.
Amika and then Ashley's A. Henry. Go.
Okay. Amika said restraint of my restraint of like my creativity, my boldness, my ability to just do. And she
Mhm.
said, I do have a issue with boundaries, which unfortunately black women, and especially if you're the oldest daughter, we tend to always have issues with boundaries because we are oftentimes put in spaces and places where we don't feel like we can say no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
um A. Henry said, I'm letting go of the belief that I
Yes.
need to prove myself. I have done everything I need to do. I have done more than most. I'm ready for whatever comes my way. Give me mine, like Nick said.
Ashe, Ashe. And
And
it's
Brie,
time.
that just made me think about how I don't remember what we were talking about in reference to me. We were talking about something, and you told me, like, you be stressing yourself out when a lot of the times, like, your 20 or 30% is the next bitch 100%.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So why are you beating yourself up, feeling like you got to go hard, hard, hard to prove yourself when you've already proven yourself time and time again? The proof is in the work. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what we were talking about, but Tool said, "See how my word is bond, very New
New
York."
York, very dead ass. And is. It is.
This is them talking about the rage room. We don't necessarily got to read them out loud.
Um,
Uh,
Amika, I like that comment on anger.
down to the bottom.
Mm.
Yeah.
Amika said, I had to learn how anger impacted my health and find ways to release that shit, even if it meant hurting feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hello.
see, I think a lot of times we be so worried about hurting the next bitch when it's like they didn't give a fuck about
Do
me
they worry about hurting you?
at
Not
all.
ever. Not ever.
And
Not
that's the settle
ever.
score. That's gonna settle the score every time for me.
Hmm.
I had somebody tell me my vulnerability impeded their vulnerability. Like me telling them how I felt made it so that they couldn't tell me how they felt.
And we would have been
Because I
going
was
to work.
like,
Cause
literally
bitch,
the mental gymnastics that I was
Yeah.
doing. Because I was like,
Look, I'm like a dog with my head tilted to the side. Say
all
it again.
all right,
Like,
that's one of them. That's one of them. You just gotta, okay.
that's your problem. I don't know what to tell you.
that's like when
So
you press your issue and now all of a sudden you want to bring up the issues you had. No, bitch,
It's
we'll be
not
talking
your
about me.
problem. Yeah.
We can discuss that, but let's get into what I was talking about. I was the subject matter.
Yeah. This ain't your turn.
A. Henry said, we suppress so much to our detriment. Suppressed emotions manifest into illness later on. It's okay to cuss them out.
Yes.
Really.
oh,
Yes. Some people need to
oh,
cuss out. Some people need to be cut. Sometimes you were sent here to level the score. That's why once I get to that point, I never feel bad because I know me. And I know that if you have gotten me to a point of anger, whatever is coming on the other side of this, I think you deserve it. And I
yeah.
think that I'm gonna be the one to bring it to you.
I tell people all the time, especially like when I'm starting new relationships, I tell niggas straight up, right hand on the Bible, this is gonna go one of two ways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the best thing that happened to you, or I'm gonna be some form of karma.
Mm.
Now you get to decide which one of those I am.
I feel like I'm on Fear Factor.
Now
Contestant?
I would prefer to be the best thing that happened to you because it's in me.
Yeah.
Whew.
But once you get on that bullshit, I am a firm believer
Hello.
you can't hit somebody and then tell them how hard to hit you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not fucking around.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
all.
I love
At
that we're
all.
all letting go of anger because I mean, what an ever present thing to always be reflecting on and thinking
Yeah.
about. Like, I'm happy that we're having the conversation and I know we're having it with humor and just navigating through it. But I mean, there are people who are not having those conversations. And I heard someone say, you can't heal injustice by causing injustice. You know, like,
Mm.
yes, I'm joking about settling a score. That's different. I'm not joking. I'm serious. I'm just
Mhm.
leveling things out.
Dead ass.
you know,
Dead
dead,
ass.
very dead ass, very demure, very mindful, very fair. Libra season is approaching. But yeah, I think that there's also it like Ashley said, suppressed emotions manifest into illness later on. I got to get this off my chest now, whether it's at the rage room, whether it's through cussing you out, or if you're lucky, I'll put it into a project
Hello.
and I'll just put it on a track. I'll put it in the book. I'll put it in, my burrito that I'm going to make if you're
Yeah.
lucky. But if you're not, I'm
because
going to flame you up on LinkedIn.
Well, I will tag you too.
And I will tag you.
it's real good.
Come
I
on
like,
in the room.
Courtney, I like that. I like that. That's my
Um, Courtney said, I recently learned that anger, rage, intense frustration, etc., are all felt in my hands. So
mm,
when I feel it, I get in the
Mhm.
garden, I wash dishes, I fold clothes, I cook, I have to busy my hands.
that's good.
Courtney,
That
I'm
is
glad you said
good.
that. Maybe
I
that's what
like that.
I do because I like
I
to get
like
in the
that.
field.
Yeah.
I want to get in the field.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love that. That's such a good question. That y'all can just take with you after this live. Like, where do you feel the anger when it starts to flush up against you, within you? And yes, I agree. People don't get cussed out
They
enough.
don't. And I
And,
also think a lot of people try the shit that they do because they've never been checked.
yeah.
Once a bitch
I,
holds you like a lawn chair, you'll think twice about
In
playing
life,
somebody's
you'll,
face.
you'll be shifted if you you'll be shifted. All right, as we navigate towards the end of this time, which I'm having, so I could kick it with y'all all day.
oh my
We could really
gosh.
be in
I
here.
was gonna say the same.
We could really be in here. Now, look, I got cheering. I got to shift. I got to shift.
Okay.
Woo! I got to
And
shift. I got to shift because I got a bed I could go be in. So I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let this go.
see, I'm trying to get like you, Courtney, because Auntie ain't tired.
Yeah, you got
And I
it.
got a child. And one thing about it, I always got bail money. Always.
We gonna come get you. We gonna put a little money on your book. That's all right. It ain't nothing. It is something. But all right. Last question today, for us to just start thinking about as we go into a new month. What are you calling in? We are in the process, I should say, of letting go of anger as many times as we need to. I don't care if you have to let go of that anger every 2 minutes. I know I do. Like, by the time I get off of this, I'll probably get riled up again about it. Whether it's the same situation or a new situation, the things that I'm trying to let go of are just ever present and gnats, nagging, always testing me, always taunting me. So I am really trying to understand how I can notice that and just not go through those loops, go through those anxiety loops, even just those conversations. Ooh, this is what I would say. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna, and just really allowing myself to shift into that space. Because, like I said, I can't heal and be angry in the same space. Anger is important on the path to healing, but at some point, I need to let go of this space so that I can get my feet off the ground. Anger is such a heavy emotion that weighs us down. It really sits in us because it takes so much of you. In order to really be angry with someone, even if you're a quick anger and it passes through, like that thing has to ripple up from the root of you, and if it's happening very quick, like that's a lot of quick flashes and lots of energy leaking. But I am a Taurus. I'm a Taurus sun, Pisces rising, and Scorpio moon. And I love to sit. I love to sit and wade in it. I will sit in it. And by the time I get angry with something, it feels so good to hold on to it. And honestly, I get used to it. I got used to being angry. I got used to waking up and having a chip on my shoulder. And then I started to birth something beautiful. And that feeling is so much better. So I will say first, like the thing that I'm calling in is just more love. I am going through this transition and I'm determined to not do it with anger leading the way. I am so
Hello.
grateful for anger because anger has given me so much information about myself. The fact that something made me angry means that you have hit something. I got something there. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to my
Yeah.
attention. I'm gonna handle that. You're good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Yes, bye-bye. God. That's me. That's
Listen.
me with the anger. I'm just like that New York meme when she's just like, shut the fucking door. Um,
You keep talking about this transition. Are we going to talk about what it is or is it a secret?
no, it's not. My transition. Oh, sorry if I didn't say it. Yeah, I quit my job. I quit my job at the end of July, and I live in Chicago, and I do not live. My family's not here, so I am in this loft that I worked really. I dreamt about this. I prayed for this, and it's not about me being attached to the space. I mean, spirit, you could take the space. You could take everything, just leave me with myself. I'm not attached to this space, but there's something in me that is just like, this is mine. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Something had to shift. I had to let go of a company that, I'm no stranger to working with startups. That's something that I've been working with startups and agencies over the last 10 plus years. I know sometimes it gets a little tight. Sometimes you only have a few months runway and all of that. Now, I don't want to put too much of their business online, but it just came to a point where I wasn't getting paid and I was just having to use so much of my own resources. And I'm a single Black woman, doesn't matter, but I don't have tons of resources. My parents are retired. Nobody has come to me about an inheritance yet. So, I'm just using my own, and I got to the bottom of that well, and I said, that's as much as I'm willing to give this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky for me, my ancestors kept an extra gas tank for me, because as soon as I made that decision, I felt like everything just kicked into gear. And it feels like while I was going through it, it felt like I was sitting in that for eternity. I worked with that job for almost 2 years, and this is my last month with them, September. And I felt like that was 5 years. But once I quit, once I put in that, and I didn't even give it 2 weeks. Like, it was a very quick, like, I'm good. I'm good on it. We ain't even gonna do the raw. Like, that's the Taurus in me. Like, once I have decided, and I done moved on. There's nothing that you can say to
Yeah.
me about this. Um, because yeah, this is not a space that I can flourish, and I get to decide to stop suffering. Yes, this has caused pain. I don't care who caused it. I don't care what your justifications were. Just because I understand the thing does not mean that I have to accept the thing. So I made that decision for myself. I'm somebody, in the name of productivity, I have sacrificed so much of myself. Oh, something's going wrong. Nick will do it. Nick will jump in. Nick will stay late. Nick will go the extra mile. Nick will do it. Nick will do it. And it's true. Nick will do it. I'm happy to do it. But nothing pisses me off more than someone taking advantage of that kindness. I really don't like when people take more than they need, because I feel like we all have so much to give and there's more than enough. There's an abundance. So why are you taking more than you need from someone? Why are you depleting someone? I quit. And I did not have a plan. I have my ancestors. That's a good enough plan. And honestly, I feel like what I am birthing now, which we'll be talking about that this coming week. The Creative Reset is the start of it. But I have a book coming. I am moving into creative coaching and just helping people who are in a similar transition, because I am also an entrepreneur. I have other things going on, thankfully. So, like, that job was not my main thing, but it was taking up so much of my energy. So being able to move that out just reminded me, oh, yes, creativity fun, creativity good, productivity great. When it's me getting the momentum and getting into flow, and like things just pouring out of me, and like, it had been so long since I created like
Mm-hmm.
that. I wrote a book in a week. Like, I'm getting ready to send it to print. I was talking to publishers this morning, like, things are just like, people are trying to get me to come speak, and I'm just like, hold on. I haven't even had lunch. Like, I'm just a girl. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful, and that's what I mean by my anger cannot hold this space. Like, I am. I cannot do that. I want to be here. I want to be present. I want to go put on my dress. I want to go put on my fit. I want to go put on my shoes, and I want to be here and to celebrate myself in this moment. Because yeah, I haven't had this kind of creativity since, I feel like, since my 17, 18, when I
Mm-hmm.
would just lock myself in a room and write scripts. And like, nobody couldn't have told me anything about the fact that these movies were not going to come into fruition, that these TV shows is whatever it was that I was creating. And I was in it. I had my own writer room, me, and me, all at the table. You know, like I got sticky notes, note cards. I'm watching writers' rooms on YouTube and replicating the at people's jobs in the back room in their offices with my own writing room. I'm serious about it. Um, and I feel really grateful to be able to access that level of um, flow right now. So that's what I'm calling in. I'm calling in flow. I'm calling in ease. I'm calling in romance into this part of
Mm.
my process and the things, the offerings that I'm bringing into the world because I want it to feel good to me. I get that I can, that I'm tough. I get that I can handle it, and I appreciate that. Um, but it's time. It's time to just soften this thing for me.
Yes.
Any of y'all want to go next? Thank y'all
Um,
for dropping it in the
you
comments.
want it,
Please,
Sakara?
please.
You want me to go?
I can go because the first thing that came into my mind when you asked what am I calling in, softness.
Mm.
Because literally I had a conversation with my dad and he was like, because for those who've been here the whole time, I do have quadruplet siblings, but we have different dads. So I'm my dad's only child. And I'm a girl. So, that shit hit different. And he was like, I never understood why you always felt the need to be so hard body.
Yeah,
Like,
Mm.
you can have moments where you put that face on and you are hard body, but you don't have to be that all the time. There is something so beautiful and precious about seeing a woman of your stature just drive and thrive in her femininity.
mm,
Mhm.
So that's something I want to bring in softness because I know I'm hella rough around the edges. I'm bringing in abundance. I'm bringing in understanding, peace of mind, patience for sure. Because I feel like this next transition that I'm about to go through is going to happen very abruptly and quickly. So it's going to require me to shake and move and be what's the word I'm looking for? Tenacious.
mm,
Um, what else?
Mm.
I'm calling in. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck about clarity at this point because I know what I know.
mm.
Um, what else? Just abundance and wealth in every sense of the words.
Yeah,
What's for me is for me, and I honestly feel like this season that I'm about to walk into, I'm finna get it.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely. I believe that for you. I believe it. I know it. I more than believe it. I know it. I feel it. I see it. I got it. You get it. So let's get it. Give us ours. Give
Mhm.
her hers too. While you back there getting mine, give them
Mhm.
theirs. Because we're all here. We're all outside.
Yeah.
Bree.
I am calling in love. I think similar to what you shared, Nick, I did a lot of teaching this week, a lot
Mm,
of coaching, and I had so many moments of frustration because I'm an Aries,
yeah.
okay? Fire sign checking in.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know how it is, you know how I get, you
Yeah.
know? But I had to channel all of that. I had to hold it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is holding it also made me stretch it out.
Yeah.
And then the reasoning came in, and then the opportunity for grace and love and understanding came in. But the love is actually it's it's reshaping the assignment, and I'm
Mm,
thankful for that. And so I'm calling in love because now, when I go into these conversations, I really understand that the mission is teaching,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I can teach, I can do that assignment,
Yeah.
but I got to do that with love. So I'm calling
Yeah.
in love. I'm calling in freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I am calling in so much freedom that, I got to do uh, a gig that it was me showing up as me.
Yeah.
It was me wearing my nephew's shoes.
Yeah.
And it was me, you know, owning the space and designing every minute of it and being trusted and being valued and being paid on time and being paid early
Yeah.
and being given her flowers by word, by deed, um, by people that need me
Mm-hmm.
right in the room
Yeah.
and that want me in the room.
Yeah.
And that was so liberating this week.
Yeah.
and I'm on a high, and I'm calling more of that in. I'm calling in those assignments that are divine and that are
Yes.
for me. Like, I hear you, and I'm ready to show up,
Hmm.
right? And I don't think there's anything that I desire to do without joy.
Yes.
So I'm definitely calling that in.
Yeah.
I'm calling joy in everything that I do. You know, in this month of September, I'm just excited about even the boring shit. You know,
Yeah.
Sakari, when you put those slides together and I started playing that shit, I was kind of mad because I was like, dang, like we going off schedule. I mean, I get it, but I'm gonna play this slide anyway.
Yeah.
And then you gave it a little bobblehead wig. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying, like, I'm calling joy into the most, frustrating thing. I've been dealing with my transmission for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
went to Florida and back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that transmission light was on,
Yeah.
baby. Okay. And I just happened to go into AutoZone, and then a woman came in that didn't speak English, and I translated for her in the auto shop. Yo, that was the funniest shit I did that day. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I just walk into joy. I claim that I will walk into joy
Absolutely. I
with
claim.
every interaction. I claim
Ooh.
that.
Ooh.
So
Yes. I
love, freedom, and
want
joy. That's
everybody to
that's
claim
what I'm
that. Drop
that's
that.
what I'm calling in. And then finally I'm calling in gratitude
Yeah.
because my team showed out this week. When I tell you, I thought that I was gonna go into this experience with no one having my back. I had affirmations sent my way. I had phone calls. I had people picking up any any ounce of slack that could have been, possible.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm able to be present with y'all, and Boaz is not barking me down because my other mama in New Orleans been keeping him all weekend, so
Yeah.
I can focus on work. When I say my spirit team and my home team down here on this ghetto ass earth is showing the fuck out, I feel so protected and covered and loved and supported. And one thing I know about gratitude is that it breeds abundance.
Yeah.
So
The-
I'm gonna stay in my gratitude bag.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling in.
I mean, you know. Yeah.
Very poetic.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Nick, you want me to read some of these comments?
Yeah.
Courtney Young said, I'm calling in more faith, self confidence, and self embodiment.
Mm.
Amika said, she's calling in joy, confidence, and
Name.
spontaneity.
Spontaneity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A. Henry said, I'm calling in listening, understanding, resourcefulness, patience, and acceptance. Come on, acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I love resourcefulness. I feel like Bree and I were just talking about this, and this is a part of the book that I'm writing, but resources come in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And once you stop and really look around you, you'll see that resources are all around you.
Okay.
Even if it's someone bringing you groceries, even if it's the fact that maybe you don't have October, but September is paid for.
Hello.
Resources. Because how did that happen? Like that's what I asked myself in this transition. How how are these bills paid? It don't matter. That don't
Mm-hmm. Small things to a giant.
Stop right here.
that don't
Stop right
matter.
here.
Start right here.
Zakia said she's calling in clarity, reset, peaceful, calm energy.
Yes. 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 Peaceful, calm energy. That is I that's what I think about when I'm thinking of fall right now. I recently watched Snow Queen, and if you haven't seen that movie, I believe it's what Frozen is based on, but it's about it's about the 4 seasons. Snow Queen obviously represents winter, and she has three other sisters. So fall was represented by destruction, and when I think about fall, usually I think about Thanksgiving and thankfulness and gratitude, but it was so interesting to see it really cosplayed as anger and destruction and fire. Like that queen, everyone else was up in a castle or they had a beautiful cottage, and she was a rebel in the woods and eating humans and just doing destructive things. And isn't that Lashana mentioned we can transmute it? And I feel
Yeah.
like that is what fall energy is about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like fall energy is that fire, fall energy is that destruction. Nature is dying. You know,
Literally.
like the trees are changing colors, the leaves are falling, things are dying, and we are preparing to go into winter where it is the dead of the year. And I love to move with the season. So I love that energy of fall of it's actually so great that I can just let things fall.
Mm.
You know, I
Yeah.
can let whatever needs to be destructed because that's how new energy is going to be transmuted or transformed is through that destruction. So I'm really grateful for that. And Zakia, I am really hoping that peaceful, calm energy comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. 555 on the clock
Yes.
as we wrap up. This was great. This is the first one. I am really grateful for this space. I know that in this season I'm taking care of. That really is the transition. Like there's the transition that I spoke about, but the transition that I'm really going through
Yeah.
is accepting the fact that I'm taken care of. I'm
Mhm.
just
Mm.
really accepting and living in the fact that things work out for me and they always do. And
Yeah.
I can do my thing and, freak out and, come up with plans. And my ancestors are like, that's fine. I get it. You're human. It doesn't bother us. We're still going to do what we do and you're still going to be fine and you're still going to move through. So
Yep.
I think that it would just be great for all of us if I would just get on board with the fact that things are working out. So this, I have no commitment to perfection. I have no
Mm-hmm.
commitment to like things have to be a certain way. That's why I'm like, yeah, like audio issues, video, yes, that's great. I love that. We should be having that. This is real life. These are real conversations. And so the guests that I bring on are real people. It's not me going and finding the top. Not that we're not top creators, but I'm not trying to prove something to the industry and have some headlining situation here. I'm really just trying to hold space. And Amika, thank you. I mean, the goal, and I can't believe you all sat through this. I mean, I can believe, but I just wanted to kick it with people that I love,
Yeah.
and the fact that everyone else got something out of this. That just does my heart so good. So thank you all. Thank you all. I'm excited to share my journey. I mentioned the book that I have coming and the creative coaching. That was a pivot that I had to make so that I could quit my job and continue to sustain my life. But if you spend any amount of time with me, you've heard me talk about my farm, and that really is the other part that you will get to see me create. And I'm excited to just bring people along with that journey. Um, I so often do things on my own, and that's fine because I can. Like I like it. I like my solitude. I like to get lost in the building of things. And I now just want to open that curtain and just really allow people into that journey so you can see the ebbs and the flows. Because sometimes you see something and it's just like, wow, like that was really great. But you don't know what I went through to create that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how down I had to get up. Like just to get here on this creative reset. Thank you. Just to get here on this creative reset, it took me so much. And it may seem like I'm coming into this and it's just natural and maybe I've done this before, but no. Like this is something that I had to cry for weeks. I had to be angry for months to get here. And I don't
Mhm.
have to share that, but I want to share that because I know hidden anger. I know that we are all experiencing similar things. I know that. I
Mhm.
know that. And so I just want to make sure that I am also being um, open with the community because that is a really big part of community. Resources are here in our community, and I believe that we can progress differently. I believe that we can sustain ourselves with our creative energy and also use that to sustain and fund the lives that we live because we deserve to be able to live in flow.
Yeah.
Like yes, life is always going to happen. Things are going to go on, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to just be in that space where, at the very least, this foundation, this core, the way that I move through the world is aligned with the way that I know I should be moving through the world. So, thank you both. Thank you both for being so open. the stories, the comments, like I'm so grateful to everyone who has stayed on this live, whether you popped in for a few minutes or you were just able to stay for the entire conversation, or if you're watching the replay. I'm just really grateful for everyone that takes the time to hear these words, because it vulnerability, sharing these stories, sharing the true stories, like we've talked a lot about our anger. We've talked a lot about the areas where, we are 100% willing to crash out, like willing to fight, willing to willing to do the thing, which I think is great. um
Yeah.
but these conversations are sacred. So doing them on the internet in such an open way is a choice. And we do that for us. We do that for us to hold space, because we're not going to let them have the arena. There is another path. There is another way. We can do this sustainably. We can disconnect from productivity in the way that we know it. We can be creative and move through capitalism, and we don't have to sacrifice quality. I'm not sacrificing a single dime to live this life. I actually want all my dimes, quarters, nickels, dollars, everything,
Hey.
Mhm.
euros, whatever you
Mhm.
got back there, you can bring it to me. And so in sharing, in sharing my own journey, I hope that it just sparks ideas for y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just hope that we carry this energy through the month. We'll be right back here every first Sunday to do this all over again. But please stay connected. You can follow me on. Let me put back up the banners. But you can find us online if you're following me at Nick Stephanie. You can. Um,
Let me put my handle,
yeah, we'll change them really.
Oh, okay.
and that is my handle on Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Zakia. I can't, and Amika. Thank you all so much. I can't, and Courtney. Thank y'all for, thank you. Please follow us. Stay connected. This is how we do community. I am relaunching some things. I have a new site coming. The area, my community. I'm calling my space the Den. I'm a Southern girl. I love to kick it in the den with the fam. So that's what this space is, and I hope that through this we just all, everybody in this space, I feel like I love so much. So even just to see all of these names coming together, I probably talked about y'all to each other. So even just to have y'all virtually in this space means so much to me, because again, resources are everywhere, and as we start to open our mouths and say what we need, say what we're feeling, say what we're going through, the ideas,
Mm-hmm.
they start to spark just like that. And I
Yeah.
want us to do this, and I want us to survive this experience as whole as we possibly can. So I am committed to that. I'm committed to sharing myself in that way, because, yeah, I wanted to spark ideas. Take this energy. If you need it, take it.
Hey.
It. Use it. I have an abundance of it. My ancestors pour into me all the time. So please
Get that.
take it. Bree, Sakari, anything else y'all want to say before we jump off?
Um, I will share. I guess I too am transitioning. I am now exploring spaces more of team development and building. And so that retreat that I mentioned earlier was a board retreat. I'm working with organizations that are ready to really get real and roll up sleeves and do the work and have the hard conversations with love.
Yeah.
But I'm also working on something called Black Girl Oasis, and just honestly excited about exploring what it looks like to expand, expand and start thinking big,
Yeah.
right? So I'm embracing all that is going to come in my season of transition and settling in on this here path. Super, super thankful for you, Nick, for creating this space and for thinking enough of me and trusting me to be here and trusting me to bring Sakari here and for being able to trust you with her.
Yeah.
I just love you down, and yeah, I'm just thankful that you brought me here.
Thank you. Thank you. Sakari?
Um, well, I'm gonna get on my Zoom today. I'm feeling a little bit inspired after this call. Uh, I have a podcast called Bias. It's an acronym for Bitch I Ain't Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
back on my Zoom, y'all. So follow my social media handles. I'm gonna try to have an episode out by next week. We'll see, but dead ass this time. I'm gonna stop playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Bree. Forever grateful for both of you. Now you're a part of my tribe. Now, Nick.
Yes, I'm in
Um,
there.
grateful for this space because it just feels good to get it off sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, if you
Mhm.
pick it back up, that's okay. Every first Sunday, we're going to do it over again.
Mm,
So please, yes, Bias, you got
thank
to
you.
hit with it. You got to hit with it. Just keep going. I, you don't have to be tied to timelines. If you only release an episode a year, grateful for that. Like it's your offering, and I hope that you work as you feel inspired. It's not so much can happen in such a short period of time. That's the gift of time. When time is on your side, you can not work on something for a year, but 5 minutes of inspiration will catch you up on 2-3 years worth of work.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
don't be afraid to don't be afraid of inconsistency. I feel like the consistency that we talk about in terms of the world is very different from the consistency of the spirit, because whether you are producing something is irrelevant, but are you continuing to show up for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, are you still tapped into yourself? That's the consistency that we care about. Like, are you still loving yourself? Are you still being kind to yourself? Like in this moment, if everybody else is rushing you, don't get on their side and start rushing you. Like you get on your side and you say, get back off of her. You get back.
Mm-hmm.
You move. She'll do it when she's ready.
Mhm.
And then it will come. It'll come. And we're
Mhm.
gonna be right there listening to it. Right there. Right there.
Mhm.
So thank you all. Thank you all. We're getting ready to head out, but make sure you come back next month, first Sunday of the month. We'll be right back here. Next month is spooky season, so
Ooh.
I have some fun things planned for y'all. But please stick around. Make sure you follow all of us and just continue to have these conversations. Don't be afraid to jump up in the DMs. Let us know if you were here. I'm sure Sakari and Bree would love to just have a little bit of an introduction from some of these names that they have saw in the chat. And you never know how we can help each other. We've all helped each other so much. I'm so grateful for everyone that shared something in the comments. So
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we lean into these new relationships and continue to cultivate and grow together. All right. Happy Sunday, y'all. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.
Bye.